What's good guys, welcome to another video, and as you can see from the title of this video today we're going to talk about how semen retention has helped me overcome my social anxiety. So before we're going to hop into this video, if you like this type of content, subscribe, like the video, and feel free to follow me on Instagram. It's on the description link down below. Let's hop into it. So as you can see, I've put 4 different things on the whiteboard. First of all, we're going to go over the benefits of semen retention and how it's going to help you overcome your social anxiety. And then we're going to go through the step-by-step process that you need to do in order to truly overcome this problem. So a little backstory, back when I was 14, 15, 16, all the way up to 20, 21, I had a lot of social anxiety. And the main types of social anxiety was, first of all, in big groups. Whenever I was in a big group, I couldn't speak, I could not open my mouth, I was closed down and I just couldn't talk, right? And the second was around women. I couldn't speak to women, I was too shy, and I was full of anxiety every single time. Currently, I'm not facing that problem anymore. I don't even know what it feels like to be socially anxious anymore. It's something of the past, and I've gone through this exact process myself in order to overcome this problem. So, what I've realized after a while, when I was around 19 years old, I started to discover the power of semen retention. Because in my experience, and from my experience, what semen retention will do is, first of all, it's going to give you the courage to act, to attack this problem right on, right? Because when you hold on to your essence, you're gonna increase your vitality. You're gonna be more courageous, because that's a natural byproduct of having semen retention. You have a lot more energy within yourself, and you just become a lot bolder in your actions. You become more assertive. First I thought, oh, maybe I can just overcome my social anxiety by doing some type of meditation and doing all these types of things. But really, I've realized, no, you just need to take freaking action into the world. We're gonna get into the exact process in a bit, guys. But first of all, understand that you are going to gain a lot more courage when you hop on semen retention. Second of all, what's going to happen? Your energy is going to increase. The reason this is so crucial, because you need to have all these things I've put down here in order to overcome this problem. Because when you're still fapping, when you're still busting nuts all the time, you probably don't have the energy to even be motivated to go out there and fix this problem, right? You're like, you know, I would love to, right? I would love to be socially magnetic. I would love to be socially comfortable, but I don't really feel the energy to attack this problem. I don't have the drive. I don't have the motivation to do this. When you open semen retention, you will. It's a lot easier. So next to that, when you hop on semen retention, your confidence is going to increase. It's a natural byproduct of this as well. You gain more self-respect, and that automatically, again, makes it way more likely for you to actually go out there and attack this problem. Then what's going to happen is you're going to gain more clarity, so you understand exactly what to do now to overcome this problem. And next to that, you're going to reset your brain. So what I mean with that is that when you hop on semen retention, you start to get a lot more joy out of challenge, right? Everything we do, every time we get this winning feeling, that's dopamine for you. So before, you're still seeking a lot of dopamine naturally from scrolling on social media or watching videos on your laptop or doing a lot of other things that are not necessarily going to propel your life. But when you hop on semen retention, you start to find and look for dopamine that's actually going to level you up. So what's going to happen, let's say you have a small win in one of these phases right here, which we'll get into, like, oh, you've walked up to a girl, you get a hit of dopamine, right? It's healthy dopamine you start to really enjoy. So that's what's going to happen when you hop on this journey. So guys, this is a 3-step process you need to go through in order to become socially magnetic and get rid of all your social anxiety, right? So the 3 points are that, first of all, you need to aware what you're actually anxious about, right? So we're going to go through awareness. Then you need to expose yourself to that exact situation. And then third of all, you need to understand how to manage the emotion when it's coming up. How do you manage the anxiety once you've triggered it? Because actually what we're going to do is we're going to go out there in the real world and actually trigger the social anxiety. So first of all, we need to be aware. So go within yourself, go think for a little bit and think about all the times you were actually triggered. So you need to identify the trigger. Where do you get triggered? In what situation are you getting triggered? For me, it was clear night and day. I would get triggered whenever I was exposed to big groups. I would completely shut down and become very self-conscious. And second of all, I would become very anxious around women, especially women I found very attractive. So those were the 2 things for me. So the second thing, guys, is that you want to reflect on your past. And the reason you want to do this is because you want to find out where this social anxiety is coming from. Because once you start to understand from what situation this anxiety is coming from, you start to see that it's nothing but an old emotion, right? It isn't relevant to this day anymore. It's something that you have been holding on to subconsciously, and your brain is just using this emotion to protect yourself from something that happened. I remember, some silly comments about my nose or something, or just a girl rejecting me, right? For one person, that's nothing, right? He would just move on. For some reason, when I was in high school, that has ingrained something within myself that I'm not good enough, that I'm not worthy, that I'm ugly, that I'm shy, all those things. And they don't make sense, but I just gave it all the meaning. So then what you want to do is you want to understand that you need to let go of the past, right? It's old. It doesn't exist anymore. It's only in your mind. So identify with the whole story, right? Maybe you have a whole story of, yeah, I was like this and then this happened and all this stuff, right? You have this whole personal story you're still identifying with. You need to let go of this story because this story doesn't serve you. It's not who you are. It's just something you've created in your mind so you can hold on to this ego identity. But this is exactly where you need to let go of because you need to become someone else. You need to become a new person in order to get rid of this emotion. So once you've done all that, we can go on to the second step. And this is the step where semen retention is really coming into play, right? I can guarantee you, if I wouldn't be on semen retention, I would not have the energy and the courage to attack this problem right on. So as I said, you guys will gain more courage, more energy, more confidence, more clarity. And you actually find joy in pursuing this type of challenge by resetting your brain. So the first thing you need to do is actually set some clear goals for yourself. So let's say you are afraid to walk up to a woman. You're afraid to talk to a woman, right? This was the case for me. So what I did back in the day is I just started to trigger this anxiety. I understood I was no longer the anxiety and I set some clear goals for myself. So I just set the silly goal of saying 5 highs a day on the street to a girl. I would walk and I would be like, hi. I would just say hi. I know it sounds pathetic. I know it sounds silly, but really do this stuff because you want to see how you feel when you do it. For me, it was easy enough to do it. Yet it was a bit like, okay, this is a little bit challenging though. Then I would increase the challenge for myself. So I would start to actually stop people as well. And I would ask for the time. Hey, do you know the time? Hey, do you know the time? And I would increase the challenge more and more and more until I came to the point and it became effortless for me to just walk up to any girl, have a chat with her, and if she's nice, I will get her number. This is how you will start, guys. For me now, it's effortless to walk up to a woman I like. I just have a conversation. If she's cool, I'm gonna get her number. It's really that simple. I no longer really feel any anxiety. And this is because I've exposed myself to these situations, and you need to also humble yourself and just understand that you need to start easy, you need to start slow. When I lived back in Amsterdam, I would do this every freaking day, guys. So as you guys can see, you set the goals for yourself that are slightly challenging. Once you've achieved the goal, you want to repeat it, but now you want to set a more challenging goal. It's cringy, but who cares? You are trying to overcome this problem, so just be cringe, right? Being cringy is amazing. It's going to help you so much, and it's also going to help you not really care about what people think anymore. Once you trigger the social anxiety, what's going to happen is that you are going to feel the social anxiety, right? Because you're exposing yourself to the exact situations that trigger the social anxiety. So you need to understand how to manage the social anxiety. First of all, the most important one is that you need to truly accept the social anxiety. Face it right on, accept it, bring it in. Be like, yeah, I'm socially anxious right now. Even in the moment itself, how does it feel like in your body to be anxious, right? Probably it feels very tight here at your throat area. Your breathing is starting to go up. Maybe you're even shaking a little bit. Accept it, just observe what is happening, because please understand this social anxiety is nothing more than an old program from your body. It's just an old mechanism to try and keep you safe. And once you start to observe it, once you start to accept it, this basically means that you are now separate from the emotion. You start to understand that you're not the emotion, it's just your body giving off this reaction. And when you finally start to move from resistance into acceptance of the emotion, you finally start to show it that it's okay to show itself and that it's safe. And what's going to happen over time, once you start to trigger yourself again and again by exposing yourself, and then accepting all the feelings that are coming up, the emotion is going to come back less and less powerful, and you keep doing this year after year after year. And at some point, all the anxiety is going to be gone, guys. This has happened to me. Everything is gone. I'm no longer socially anxious. I don't know what it's like anymore. But back in the day, I used to struggle so much. I was extremely shy. But this has helped me overcome everything, man. So next to that, you want to breathe deeply. So when you see that breath going up when you're anxious, just breathe deep, right? Breathe deeply. That's what you want to do. And even me just breathing deeply now, I feel a lot more relaxed, right? So, the last one is going to be observing your thoughts. Emotion comes first, then thought comes. So the emotion comes, and now your mind starts to go. Now you're starting to come up with the anxious thought you always had. For me, it was like, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, I look so ugly. Just ridiculous thoughts. They make no sense whatsoever, but that's what's going to happen, because first of all, you're going to trigger the emotion of anxiety, of fear, and then your thoughts are starting to roll. Observe that little voice that is judging you. Oh, you look like shit. Oh, no one likes you anyway. Oh, you're being so quiet. The voice of being very self-conscious, right? You want to observe that, because now what you're doing is, first of all, you are detaching yourself from the emotion. And now you're also observing the thoughts of fear. So everything summarized, guys, to just go over this one more time. When you hop on Semen Retention, you start to gain the courage, energy, confidence, clarity to attack this problem right on. If you're busting a nut every single day, it's going to be very difficult to even be motivated enough to go out there. When you repeat this process of getting triggered, exposing yourself, making the challenge more and more difficult, and then accepting it and understanding how to manage it, if you do this again and again and again, the whole freaking anxiety is going to go away. It's going to take some time, but please understand that over time, the anxiety is coming back weaker and weaker and weaker when you keep going through this process until it's gone. Until it just no longer pops up, because you've now truly teach your body that it doesn't need to be afraid of this situation anymore. So this is exactly how to overcome your social anxiety with Semen Retention, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I truly appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.